What up, what up? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It's motherfucking Monday. I'm joined as always by my co-host from the deep dark tundras of maybe the 51st state. Cold out there? Raining? Cold?
No, it's actually quite nice. It's I walked to grab some groceries. I'm trying to be more physically active as I'm dropping weight. And I wore a jacket, and that was a huge mistake because I came home and I was sweating like a fat pig. So, it's fine. The hard part is, like, I woke up first thing in the morning, went for a smoke, and I'm like, it's a little bit windy and stuff. Yeah, by 10:30, I was like, oh, I'm sweating. Great. It's nice.
Dude,
How are you guys?
in 3 days, we went from 80 degrees to, in the morning, 36 degrees, but then it got to like 70 degrees. Then it went to, or it went from 80 degrees to being cold all day to today being it started off cold and now it's kind of getting warm.
You know what? Like, it's very frustrating, and we've had this for the last few weeks. Is like you have to dress for all four seasons on a daily basis because there's a small window around, like, from noon till 4 o'clock where you're like, I don't need a jacket. You could wear shorts if you wanted. You'd be made fun of, but still. But then you're like, also it might just have torrential downpour, and be ready for everything because that's fine.
I'm starting to think maybe that global warming shit is real, but
no, so one of the things that I went into about global warming and everything was the whole idea was that it's not, the Earth does what the Earth does. And if anything, we're delayed in another ice age and stuff like that. You're like, no, we are primed for catastrophe. Why it hasn't happened? I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody to blame. It's definitely not the Greeks.
I believe it. I believe in global warming, but I don't believe in their reasoning.
Yeah,
there is climate change. I mean,
yes.
And it's like I've said before. It's very irresponsible for anybody to say that humans do not have an effect on the globe or the climate at all. But as far as what these fucking eco Nazis fucking always push, it's bullshit. Because no matter what first of all, one child, especially in this day and age, one child is an eco bomb. One child cancels out almost every fucking electric vehicle in America, just in diapers alone. Everything in the process of making diapers and then getting rid of the diapers and all that shit. Plus, every bottle is plastic. Every fucking nipple is fucking plastic. All that shit is not good for the environment at all.
No question. In actuality, the failure of mankind has been when we transitioned from things like using straw baskets to carry shit, storing stuff in hay. Even like I found this the other day, it's a one-time use vape pen, which is bone dry, but like, okay, do you understand how many resources go into making this? And this goes in the garbage.
And remember, there's a lithium battery in there too, which takes cobalt, which takes little kids fucking mining.
Yeah, and you're like, so it's not actually what people think it is. You're like, oh, we're definitely harming the planet because we don't hold on to things. Even my water bottle is plastic, and you're like, yeah, you know what would be better? Glass. And in actuality, glass is far superior than anything. But like, oh, well, it might break. Yes, that's fine. The best part is you can melt that glass down and make more glass. Dino's hoodie is made of plastic. Actually, you know what? It's a cotton blend, but hey, I'm trying to move away from polyester.
Blend it with plastic.
Yeah, just a little bit. Hi, Patty. What's up, Joey? this is the problem is that even now, one of my nieces, she has a lot of allergies and stuff, and she actually, like, she bought her own chickens and shit, and she's like, that has been a huge difference to her diet. Because she's like, you buy an egg and you're like, oh, it's got a yellow yolk, and you're like, it shouldn't be yellow, it should be orange. That's a yolk should be orange, right? So and you're like, yeah, a glass makes the best. Absolutely, Jared, you're absolutely right. And that's like, we've fucked up our whole system. And you're like, and they're like, oh, there's forever plastic we found everywhere. You're like, yeah, because we have plastic in fucking everything. You're like, I understand it for a computer, sure. Okay. You want the case of your phone to be plastic? Yeah, makes complete sense. But listen, ceramic mug, eat my ass. Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, as far as the research that I've done, and because I used to have a strong debate, we'll say, with a feminazi, that she just wasn't getting it. But I mean, I by far don't want these people to go away because they keep the other people on their toes with their you know with their wackiness. But I mean, if you look just at as Earth as a ball. We are on an axis already, and that axis changes, and that changes magnetic fields, and that changes poles. It's magnetic polar shift. That's why there's 4 different south poles, and there's gotten I think there's only 2 magnetic norths, and now the North Pole is just water. So
Yeah.
so that's some new shit that I feel Mandela effecty. There's always been a cloud on all the pictures and globes that I've seen, and then all of a sudden, there's nothing under the clouds. So
that's the stupid thing, is when people are like, oh, well, like, winter starts and they're like, oh, it's climate change. You're like, no, it's the seasons, you fucking retard.
yeah, and that's what people don't get. We are due for a mad magnetic shift, and we are way overdue for that. And you know what that means? That means places that were hot are going to become cold, and places that are cold are going to become hot. And there ain't nothing that you no paper straw in the fucking world, no fucking, none of that. Ain't none of your eco shit, no electric car in this fucking universe is going to stop that shit.
Bro, paper straws are so criminally harmful that everyone should blow it out their ass. If you have paper straws at your place of business, you're a bad person. It's that simple. And like, I love going to the States specifically because fucking plastic straw. I'll grab a clump of them and just stuff them in my fucking pockets. You know why? Just because the shit that we have to deal with here. No, bro, listen, I'm in a race before that plastic straw, number one, dissolves and puts all sorts of dog shit chemicals into my fucking drink. Like, it's so ridiculous.
I forget where I was at. I was in one of them high class bars or whatever. I got a drink that was, they call a Medora cup or whatever. You could get the drink and you could walk wherever to whatever bar or whatever with it. So, but they give me a fucking paper straw. I got a mixed drink in my fucking cup. I'm drinking, you're sipping and you're fucking walking around and you're not fucking done. Dude, the fucking the spaghetti noodle that I ended up with in my cup. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then if you get depending on, I don't know, I haven't had very many, but they kind of like dissolve. So there's little paper chunks in your drink, so you can't fish the noodle out.
Like, that's fucking bad. Like, it's. Hey, you want to hear something really cool? Really cool. So in Italy, when they tried to ban plastic straws, you know what the Italians started doing? They started using pieces of pasta just as a straw, and you're like, that's fucking hilarious because it's pasta. Suck it. Perfectly environmental friendly. Eat my entire
I've
asshole.
seen people using pasta as smoking devices now.
That's aggressive. Interesting.
I mean, that's the diehard stoner in Italy. That's die hard right there. That's beyond MacGyver.
Bro, it's I don't know. It's very confusing where they will outlaw one thing and then they're like, we have an alternative, and you're like, oh, this alternative is significantly worse. You're like, why are we doing that? And on top of everything, you're like, listen, number one, The video of the turtle with a straw up its nose is like 10 years old at this point. It was 2015. Okay. And every friend that I've ever met that had a straw stuck in their nose was having a great time. So, if anything, that turtle was a bitch. So, and also the plastic island that's in the Pacific that they're complaining about, you know what it's made of? Fishing gear. It's fishing nets and fishing buoys and stuff like that. You're like, so some random fucking turtle gets a straw in his nose, which, you know what? Fucking that's on you. I'm not, I don't really care. But there's no talk about, that fishing barges have to be more careful with disposing of stuff and that they can't just dump stuff and stuff like you're going, okay. So little old me who uses fucking 30 straws in a year, I'm the problem. But the guy who's dumping his nets in the ocean, oh no, that's not your concern. How about you go fuck yourself?
So I got two things on that. One, do you think like back in the '60s or whenever big plastic straws became into the scene, do you think like at the meeting, somebody was they were like, we got to be able to not have our mouths on these cups. Somebody got to give me an answer. And somebody had like the silly straw with the twists and stuff, and so somebody came out with that straw with the little shovel on the bottom, and next dude comes up, I got it, the paper straw, and they beat his ass and kicked him out the fucking
100%
meeting.
what happened. That's 100. Listen, I think the transition to straws, there was definitely a couple people who were like, I don't want to suck a straw. That's pretty gay. And you're like, it is pretty gay, but also like, bro, I'll go to a restaurant and they're like, oh, do you need a straw? And I'm like, because I have sensitive teeth. So I always try and get a straw, but I'm like, you know what? No, I would prefer no ice in my drink and I'll just drink it from the glass. No problem.
See, to me, it's like how sketchy I feel at the establishment. Like if I feel like the cook don't wash his hands after he come out the bathroom, yeah, give me a straw, because Lord knows you can just grab the end of my bottle with that fucking hand. Oh, yeah. It's bad enough you're cooking, but at least something might get burnt off.
Okay, I also dislike when they open stuff for you. So it's like, I want a bottle of water, and they're like, okay, they open it and give it to you, and you're like, no, don't fucking touch no. The whole point of it being bottled is so I don't have your grimy fucking hands on the top of my bottle. So just hand it to me, and I'll deal with the rest.
I don't like the thumb on the bowl guy. Oh, and it's like they kind of tease you because it's not in your soup or your chili, but it's like it's like dangling right there. It's like the germs are on the nail, like ready to fucking dive off like it's the Olympics.
And let's be honest, I'm not worried about his thumbprint on my soup. I'm worried about his dirty ass ball scratching nail dipping into my soup and going, oh, don't worry, it's just my nail. That's the worst part. That's the worst part.
Rape forensics that are just the nails. Just the nails.
I don't need your jizz nails in my fucking soup, you asshole.
Yeah, whoever's DNA is under your fucking nails, keep them the fuck off my plate. A real skilled waitress or waiter will never touch the top. If it's too hot, they got a fucking pot, a little something.
Yeah. That's I you know what? I was talking, we went to a restaurant and they brought a bunch of stuff, but one of the things was they had stone pot. The one was, it was a Mexican restaurant. So one was like cheese and meat, like it was super fucking hot. It was like a volcanic bowl. And you're like, that's like a kilo worth of bowl, right? So he goes to kind of pass it. And I'm like, no, you put it down. I'm not fucking touching that thing. And he's like, oh yeah, it's quite hot. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's not like, yeah, it's fucking, I'm tipping you to fucking present me food. I'm not your coworker where you could pass stuff. Eat shit, It's very weird. I don't know. I like going out, but I do not like poor service. It's very, because I'm like, listen, you can be a wealthy server. There's no question. But, don't fucking give me shit service and then go, why aren't you tipping 20%? Why aren't you giving me 20% effort? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because I'm good. I'm a very good tipper. But, if I've seen you twice, and especially if the place is not packed, my pop is flat here, or, I'm down a fucking whole boomerang of margaritas fucking in 5 minutes. Fuck. Bring your ass back here. Where's my fuck? You do the job. you get, more than your fucking 20%. But if you're fucking and you're just like, and you're walking back and, yeah, good. Man.
My I don't like having to look over my server. I don't like doing that. I don't like having like if I have to wait a couple of minutes, no big deal. But if I can't find you, I have a problem. This is not, like look, it's a job, right? It's just like at a job if you have to maintain a phone or stand at a counter. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you have to walk away. Sometimes you got the shits. Sometimes you got to blow your nose. That's fair. But if nobody can find you, there's a problem. You're not doing your job, right?
Yeah. Well, I have been in situations like Ray and I went to, I forget where this place is, in Warren, but the food was excellent. Food was excellent. But it's almost like a deli style. Like you walk in, there's like seats almost like in a old school like cafeteria type deal.
Yeah.
There's like the four square, and you walk up and you pick out what you want, you tell them what you want, or they have an order menu also, and you pay for it and you sit down. That place packed. I seen them girls running, but you know what? Fucking girl was at my table, if not 4 or 5 times that whole time we were there, making sure the drinks were refilled, the food was there, that you needed anything else, and they were, it took her a little bit of time, but she made sure she got to every fucking person. I mean, I
It's a
felt
hard
bad
job
for her at the end of the night, but she
It's a-
deserved a fucking tip.
it's a hard job, and I respect it. I remember even my mom used to be a waitress, and I actually was a waiter for a period of time at a rib joint, and I'm like,
See, you had like a snooty French restaurant holding the silver platter with the fucking thing on the top, the duck pop out.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to do that because that is a good job. But the problem is the murder face. When I was younger, I could pass off, but now I'm like, oh no. People are like, no, that guy also, he cooks his food, but also probably eats
There
baby.
might be a head under that fucking platter.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise! It's your ex. You're welcome. It's not. Yeah, that's something that could go very bad. But yeah. Yeah, no, it's a hard job that you have to hustle at. I'm like, I have no problem tipping, none whatsoever. But even the thing is, like, even when you go to Europe where tipping is not a thing, right? Waiters still hustle. And like, look, you'll go to places where waiters don't hustle, and you know what? It's not a good restaurant. It's just not. Whereas even at the like like quote quote fast food type restaurants where it's like a diner where you're like in, out, eat, get the fuck out, right? And the waiters are still hustling. Why? Because you're still it's a job. Are you good at your job or not good at your job?
Livelihood,
Yeah.
So, all right, getting to what the show really about is recapping, I guess the news of the week. First of all, I got a few questions. Is Palestine still getting bombed? Because nobody's talking about Palestine getting bombed no more.
I feel like that's Google worthy. Let's just check it out.
Yeah, because nobody's talking about that no more. I mean, we have had a very slow news cycle this past month. So I mean, this is what motherfucking Monday is supposed to be about. But yeah,
yeah. So there is. I actually pulled up Al Jazeera, their website, which is weird because in Canada I can't get news on my social media, but I can Google Al Jazeera. That's fine.
Al Jazeera is like the CNN in the litter box.
You know what though? Like what I learned from early 2000s was if you want to get good news about your own country,
you gotta go outside.
You gotta go outside. And if you want good news,
I love Australia of America.
Sky News. Sky News Australia is fucking savage.
And the lefties losing it. Oh my god.
Oh, they and you know what? This is the thing is, I like Australia is basically the American South with an obscene amount of violent animals that want to kill you. Like that's basically what it's like. It's the South, but they have not just alligators and pythons. They also have spiders and horrible crazy insects and kangaroos that will fight you. Like, no question. Oh, just a little tidbit of information. I learned this the other day was that kangaroos assume that a punch is 5 times less hard than a kick. Okay, because that's how it is for them. So if you punch them in the face, which we are predominantly upper body strength, right? As opposed to, like, our legs are strong, but not in the same way like a kangaroo. So if you punch them and you give it a good fucking right hook, it pauses because it's like, whoa. If that's
it's like, did you just hit me?
Well, no. It's like if your kick is 5 times stronger, I don't know if I can fuck with you. And you're like, that's the great deception with a kangaroo. Punch it in the face, and it'll be like, I don't know if I can handle this. When the fact is, bro, if a kangaroo kicks you in the stomach, you're fucking dead. Like, it will gut you like that.
I got the feeling that the kangaroos caught wind of that documentary. I'm sure if a kangaroo steps to you, it ain't throwing hands.
Have you ever? There was somebody who posted that like kangaroos are just deer that were in the joint, and I'm like, that's fucking accurate because they're jacked, bro. They're fucking terrifying. Those things. Yeah. No.
So is the Ukraine still at war? That's another thing.
Yeah.
The Ukraine war was supposed to be the worst thing in the world. It's a threat to our democracy, shit like that. There. That war still going on?
Hold on. Hold on. Is Palestine still getting bombed? Yeah, so 3 days ago, it says 21 people are reportedly killed in 2 separate strikes in the northern town of Jabalia. So Israel is striking Gaza actively. Ukraine is Ukraine still at war. There we go. Putin declares unilateral 3-day ceasefire in Ukraine after being accused of violating Easter truce. It's funny that he says there's a truce for 3 days and we don't hear shit about it. Isn't that weird? That's a weird thing.
Yeah, odd.
Our media is the worst. Like, you guys, I don't know if you guys have it worse right now, or I think we have it worse now, but a little while ago we were okay and then we got fucked. And like, our media is just criminally foolish. Like, did you see the thing about how they tried to give Trump shit for wearing a blue suit to the Pope's death? So,
and then he zoomed out. Like, if you see the real picture, almost everybody had a blue suit.
Bro, there was a few whores in the back wearing red. We're like, we missed the Pope. He was so hot. Like, it's fine. Like, just fucking get over
yourself. That I've seen that I haven't been able to do too much research on was Trump sleeping at the Pope's funeral. And the picture they got of him, if it's real, it's like he's sleep. He's like, like he's in study hall sleep. Like Bueller.
So Victoria had to see this firsthand. We went to a funeral, and it was Punjabi, Hindu. It was Indian, whatever. And it was like 4 hours of just prayers that they were reading off. Okay, mind-numbingly painful. Just sit in the audience and wait. Okay. And the thing is, because of how actively I went to church as a youth, you slowly train yourself to, like, I can, if I'm in a regular office chair, okay, I will sleep like this, and I'm out. I'm out. Like, I'm dreaming. Like, this is full sleep, and I'm sitting there. So from behind, you can't tell shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a snorer and I drool. So somebody would tap me on the shoulder, I'd be like, ah! Fucking like one of them big Rottweilers with the fucking drool hanging up, just slapping.
I can't say I haven't been that guy. Don't get me wrong. But there was a couple times during the thing, Victoria just looks at me. She's like, how are you sleeping that well? And I'm like, I'm tired. Body's got to sleep.
And you know what? Speaking of some kind of jobs and work, I think, there's like kind of a stereotype, but well, actually, no, there's a law. Like, Mexicans get like a nap time in the middle of the day. Yeah, that isn't a Mexican thing. I think that's in Hispanic blood, because as I got older, I kind of want that nap time in the middle of the day.
It's everywhere around the Mediterranean. It's basically anywhere that's hot as fuck in the summertime. You're like, yeah, you can't work during those hours. All you can do is sleep. That's the only thing you can do, for the simple fact that, yeah, the sun will kill you. Don't do that. Yeah.
I would rather work in the cold in the snow than fucking work in the heat.
Well, so this was the funny thing, is that so in Greece, the big meal of the day is lunch. So you would wake up at 7, work for a few hours, get a bunch of shit done. Like that's your productive time is from like 7 o'clock in the morning until noon. Noon, go home, have lunch with the family, take a nap for a couple hours, back to work at 5, 6 o'clock, work another couple hours, then go home, maybe have a snack, go out for a few drinks, socialize. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, you're home, sleep for a few hours, and start everything again. You're going, it's a better system, because honestly, I'll tell you right now, I've tried to just slowly start to incorporate an afternoon nap into my daily activities. It enrages my wife.
It'll take over. I think about naps more than pussy anymore.
That's an age thing, I think, too. Where you're just like, I can't be bothered. Listen.
I got shit to do. I did shit this morning. I got shit to do later. No.
Yeah.
Here's a toy.
Honestly, I've been slowly trying to figure out best times for me, because I'm working out daily now, right? So I wake up first thing in the morning. I do a bunch of stretches, which is working out really well. Then sometimes I'll work out right afterward and then jump in the shower. But lately I've been working out like right before I go to bed, and then grab a shower and to bed. It's not bad, but I'm telling you, like, I'm spending a lot more time with that kind of stuff. And then I'm like, in the afternoon, I'm like, oh, I'll do some stretches. Then I lie down and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna.
Dude, I've missed fucking open mics and shit I was going to go to just because I took a nap at fucking 5 o'clock and woke up at 9.
The only thing that pisses me off is then you're like, well, how the fuck am I going to go back to sleep at 1? Because 1 o'clock you sit down and you're like, I'm not sleeping for shit. You're like, fuck.
That is for.
Yeah. No, you need. I'm telling you, it's like 1, 2 o'clock till around 5, 6 ish. You get a good couple hour nap. You'll have a great night. Back to sleep at around 12, 1 o'clock. No problem. You get that quiet time. I see. I really admire how many people also do this, where you're like, yeah, I like nighttime because everyone shuts the fuck up. Like, everyone's asleep. It's perfect. I don't have to deal with people. I can just do what I do and then go to bed, and it's fine. I get it. It's a lot better.
So something else that we heard for a quick second on the news and on the internet, and it's being quiet. First of all, again, I know I'm on your side, chick, but Pam, what the fuck? Pam Bondi, shit or get off the pot.
Yeah, well, she's supposed to be releasing a list, right?
Yeah, she's been releasing a fucking list since fucking she walked through that goddamn door. And the closest thing we got to any arrest was some fucking judges hiding illegals. Bitch, we already knew that was happening. We didn't need to hear about that. But like I was saying, what hasn't been talked about too much except for like a day or two. Not only did the chick on who was I guess the main one, the whistleblower, one of the alleged victims to Jeffy Island, or we'll call it Nickelodeon Island because it looks like exactly what the fuck. You ever take a picture, like you look at the picture of that fucking island and the Nickelodeon splat? It's the same fucking picture, dude. It's crazy.
It's 100% the same picture, and that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. So the chick, I guess, committed suicide. She was living. I guess she was living it. Well, wait a minute. This is where it gets.
Yeah.
But before she committed suicide, magically, what was a couple weeks before, she got hit by a bus.
Hold on. I'll read this out. So, one of the old significant others of one of our friends has been posting a lot about this, and I am enjoying the fuck out of it. Said, hit by a bus last week, hospitalized in serious conditions. Then she recovers, but commits suicide this week. Does anyone believe this bullshit? The first responder was Stephen King. Hard to believe anyone believes your bullshit. That guy was on the island 100%. That dirty fucking cokehead. I mean, also there was she posted a tweet that may have been from her. What's her name? What's that chick's name? Virginia Griffin? No, Virginia.
It's
Giuffre.
Yeah.
Somebody said that she had posted that I'm not suicidal.
Imagine that.
Right? Like,
you know who else wasn't suicidal? Old Jeffy himself.
FCPD accused Virginia does by suicide. Oh yeah, MSNBC. I'm pulling it up right now. Reject all. That's fine. Virginia Giuffre said she was not suicidal in resurfaced social media post. I'm gonna pull it up what she actually fucking said. Virginia insisted she was not suicidal in social media post that has resurfaced since she took her own life last week. She was 41. Miss Giuffre, one of Jeffrey Epstein's most well-known victims, had been responding to a user who said the FBI will kill her to protect the ultra-rich and well-connected. She wrote, this is what her tweet was. I am making it publicly known that in no way, shape, or form am I suicidal. I have made this known to my therapist and GP. If something happens to me in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted. Bro.
And the oddest thing about that is that was the crown, because not too long ago they kind of shunned fucking I'm not gonna say his name, but they shunned one of their own. Now all of a sudden you find out that they were, backdoor financing him while he was shunned, and now he's back allowed in the castle. So yeah. I mean, if you're in Australia, it's like, bringing back what you said earlier. You could have thrown a spider on her. There could have been a scorpion. There could have been, make it look like, I mean, come on, man.
It's like, this is the thing, is that, and you know what I don't understand is like
a fucking bus. You don't just get hit by a bus.
Okay, but a bus isn't running rampant down a street at 100 miles an hour. It's a bus. It doesn't go fast. Like, that's the problem with a bus, is it's slow as shit and big enough.
You get hit by a bus over here, you get hit by a bus. But again, if you can't see that bus, somebody had to have pushed you in front of that bus, or you had to have jumped, or there was some Final Destination bullshit where your heel broke inside the sewer lid, and you tripped forward, and all of a sudden the bus was going by.
I saw two big semis carrying a shit ton of logs. I just got off the highway. I'm like, it's fine. I'm going to take a break. You guys go ahead. I'm not going to bother catching up. I'm going to stop for some food. You got an hour just to get the fuck away from me.
I got it in my GPS. Well, see you there.
Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, it's so alarming. Like, the weird thing is, like, forever, you and I, we've always known that you're like, somebody becomes very famous, and also, but you're going, well, they're kind of just doing what everybody else does. I don't understand why they're famous. And you're going, there's some fuck shit there. What fuck shit? Who knows? But we've all known that there's something, right? And now they're like, oh, yeah, all these people are fucking pervert predators. And you're like, oh, yeah, that fits. That makes sense. And they're like, no, we're not. You're like, yeah, you are. Come on. You're at least a little bit, okay? I'm not saying that you're like, Jeffrey Dahmer out here, but you're definitely not doing things right. So, and the worst part is they try and make it in the on the guise of well, we have to, it's progress, and you're like, no, it's not. You're a fucking dirty bird. Why don't you go to jail?
And it's the same people it's the same fucking people who were trying to push for all that youngin' shit in California. You know, you gotta forget about that too. That's something else that don't get talked about. You
Like
know,
let's be honest though. Can you imagine if someone's like, we should change the laws so you can fuck younger people?
and they use the gay people to do it, dude.
That's worse. Like, if anything, you're like, yeah, that's like you're saying, you know what? We need to allow parents to beat their children on the guise of the resurgence of dominatrixes and BDSM. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you connecting those? Those are they're not connected. They're not connected, bro. If you're an adult, you could do whatever you want and go enjoy yourself. That's fine. It's your fucking thing. If you're not protecting your children, why do you have kids? Why? What's the point? I'm sorry. Like it's very. I don't understand.
It's weird. It's weird,
but yeah, it's weird.
It's something else that ain't never been talked about, or not getting talked about anymore. It was just something. What is getting talked about? I guess once again they're trying to keep this bullshit up in paper and in the news, even though there's been a whole bunch more school shootings and killings with more people since the whole tent incident. I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. And everybody's, there's even fucking fake news, like not fake news like CNN fake news, like fake news like somebody, Photoshop shit together, saying that the kid, the stabber, fucking is got off free. The charges got dropped, and they're going on the other family or whatever. There's also a video going around. People are using it on both sides, and it's just the kid at football practice. I'm not taking away from what he did, and I ain't saying that kid don't deserve what he get, but and by far, that was not self defense. I mean, come on, guys. This just pushing, the plight back further and further every time you make one of these idiots a fucking hero. But if you look in the fucking, the witnesses and all that shit, that kid would. They don't know why the kid had the knife on him, but it shouldn't have been on school grounds with him. They were both allowed there because there's talks that he wasn't even competing, and neither were the other kids. But it doesn't matter. They were both allowed there on the field. We're just gonna there was an altercation before anybody was touched or whatever. It wasn't the kid was sitting down and all of a sudden they started fucking with him. He was starting shit up in there. And there's witness videos and all that shit of that.
Yeah.
I mean, so and the biggest thing is now, the whole money situation from the GoFundMe. Now, I'm not saying that they did their whole intention was to buy the houses and the cars, but it's mighty sketchy that as soon as they were allowed to put their hands on the money, they switched because you have to tell the crowd, explain what you're funding and whatever it was. They changed it all. They changed it all as soon as they were able to touch it. So now it says for housing or for relocation, and they need more security. Like,
okay. Hold on. Why do they need more security? They're pretty good with a knife. I feel like.
Well, see, my biggest issue with this whole shit and the way it's being played out in the media and shit is that you're teaching these kids that this is okay to do this. Yeah. You're teaching these kids that, if we do some fuck shit, we're gonna have America fucking taking care of it. We're gonna be rich if I take out somebody I really didn't give a fuck about anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what was on that kid's mind, because again, just looking at that video that I seen of him playing football, he looked like a good kid. He looked like he was just a typical football player. He wasn't overly talking shit. He wasn't using any foul language. He just, fuck, you should have seen the kids I played football with. Shit.
But this is the thing, is that regardless of what happened, is that whole idea where, hey man, you brought a knife to a track meet.
Right.
Immediately, something's wrong. Right?
And that kid didn't look like he couldn't fight.
No.
You know, that kid didn't look like he didn't look like he was any kind of bit. Like, that's the weird aspect of this whole thing, you know. And the only thing I could even, aside from going far, you know, oh, he knew what he was doing. He was just going to go take out a white kid, or because there was no real beef between these kids. There was no, you know, that whole bullying thing. No, they went to different fucking schools. You know, that was some horse shit. There was none of that racist shit going on. Hell, his dad even, you know, is standing on the side of the stabber when his son was the stabbee. So, I mean, dude, if the only thing I could even fathom is like some fucking conspiracy theory type shit, like almost like a, you know, a fucking control, like, yeah, just to start some shit, you know.
Well, let's be honest, it's a perfect distraction, right?
I mean,
like
it's almost like it's almost as weird and is not put together as the Mangione thing.
Yeah.
You know, nobody really realizes how weird that all popped off, or even the dude on the roof, the dude in the bushes. I mean, the fucking the what was it? The Muskmobile. That bitch just imploding. Like nobody seems to think, you know, this is kind of odd, and again, not talked about, except, you know, this latest one.
This is the wild part, is that you and I will be labeled as conspiracy theorists when in fact we're just saying, hey, I don't know what's happening, but it doesn't make sense. And you know what? Like, I'll be honest with you. I
don't smell no Gouda.
Why?
No Gouda at all.
But that's the thing, is we're standing here going, hey, that doesn't make sense. It's similar to remember the guy in Vegas? You're like,
the old man with the fucking ammo like Rambo.
Yeah, and apparently he carried up like half a ton worth of ammo up the stairs, no doubt, to the 20th floor because he was an Olympic level athlete. No. And they're like, oh, for him to be firing off that many shots, he was literally firing multiple guns with like changing thing. You're going, hold on.
Don't forget his wife, you know, who was what, 70, 80 years old. She was there too, helping.
I'm sure of it. And you're just going,
you know, Nana had them big Rambo guns up on her arms.
Listen, I've met some old ladies that will definitely shoot you, but I don't think that's how it works. I'm like, you know, like it's not, they carry a little 22 and they'll pop you right in the dick. Like that's, you know, like it's not.
There was an old lady when I took my concealed carry course. This old lady, she looked like a mafia grandma. Like she straight looked mafia grandma. And like we took the test and everything went good. So we went to the range and they had their guns that you could use at the range, or you were able to bring your own.
She pulled out a fucking Desert Eagle.
Dude,
what the fuck?
No, it was a fucking 357, old school with the fucking nose, dude. Like a Dirty Harry gun. And she's like, if somebody tell me the right way to, and she's holding it like a gangster, fucking bent wrist with the fucking front end down. Like nobody was noticing this. I'm like, no, don't. Nana's just getting her papers right. She just getting her papers right. You know, that's all that is. She's acting like, oh, she's sweet. Don't know what the fuck you do. No, that gun got bodies on it. Don't tell me.
Bro, that's a Black Widow. That lady has bodies, and not the way that people do now.
I bet that gun comes straight from the motherland. Just
hey, her weapon of choice is her own fucking bare hands. Like that's
dude. When she pulled this motherfucker out, I was like, it was almost like remembering that old movie Police Academy. when Tackleberry pulls out that fucking gun.
And you're like, whoa, let's fucking calm down, bro, before you split my torso in half. Let's just relax. Like, bro, I remember the first time I shot a Desert Eagle was in Beijing at a shooting range. And the guy was like, yo, turn it sideways like a gangster. I'm like, no, 2 hands. I'm not playing around. Bro, 7 shots and my hands, which are fucking ridiculous, were in pain. And I'm like, yeah. And you're going, listen, if you shoot a 45 or a Glock 9, you're like, oh, that's not a hard, like, that's an easy gun to use. It's the same principle behind an M16.
Is a chunk of fucking steel, dude. Like,
bro,
that's a
yeah,
military fucking weapon.
Yeah, and you're going, yeah, no, that's like, I remember watching this. Oh, we have a shooting range up here where if you have a group of 8, it's $100 a person. You get to shoot off a select amount of guns. It's a good deal. We went for my bachelor party. It was fun. And this little Asian guy who was basically he had the build of a snowman. Like, he was just like a bunch of circles smaller, and then his head was huge. Okay. And he walks in with 2 briefcases. Okay. One briefcase is a whole setup to hold the gun, and the other briefcase was for a Desert Eagle. Okay. And I'm like, bro, if you can't hold the gun to shoot, maybe this isn't the game for the gun for you. Because I'll tell you, that guy, his wiener was probably the same size as the bullet. Like, it was.
He might have had to be sighting in for a specific reason that had to be done.
Hey.
Yeah, there's always a reason for some tomfoolery, man. You know, his cock might be the size of that bullet, but best believe whoever he's taking out is worth a whole bunch more.
Well, I started talking about it because we were in like the classroom, because they go through all the safety shit, and then like there's a soundproof wall, a hallway, another soundproof wall, and then the shooting range, so you could see through, because they had triple panes between them for safety. And you're like, we could hear him fire stuff off, and you're going, there's no reason that guy should have the gun. They're like, no, but he likes to shoot it. And you're going, does it? I'm like, bro, I don't. Yeah, no, it's.
So getting off the politics and shit, and this will kind of lead into the show tonight a little bit. In just looking at different underground shit. First of all, people, there's a shit ton of underground shit in the litter box. A shit ton. I don't know why you guys got your dicks all hard for the pyramids, but there is a lot crazier shit underground there.
Yes.
So, and supposedly there's, he thinks he's the new Pope. He's the next in line after Peter, and Allah and Jesus Christ. He's the successor to Allah and Jesus Christ. Some people are calling him the Antichrist. He thinks he's the new coming or whatever. Yeah, that's
Cole?
No.
just
this guy. If you thought somebody was more arrogant or cocky than Cole, oh my God, this dude, he's half white and half Muslim, and so that's where he's claiming both sides of the fucking, the Bible, but yeah, but one thing I did find, like that, in that looking for shit underground, something that I didn't know that was under the Vatican, because there is a lot of fuck shit under the Vatican. Supposedly the Dumbledore fucking see-through thingy, where you can see the futures down there. There's a throne to Satan down there. Supposedly, if you really want to go wild, there's deep down in the bowels supposed to be some angels chained up under that fucking shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, the real shit that they have pictures of and is documented, there's a lot of heads.
Yes.
A lot of like decapitated heads. The head of Mary Magdalene is under there. And the eerie thing is, like, they have her head wrapped up in like a jeweled halo, and then like there's like these gold angels holding up like just a head with this shit on. Yeah, fucking weird. There's a jawbone of Saint Anthony, the patron saint of losing shit. I guess I guess he spoke so nice, and his words were so good, and he preached so well that even fish came to hear him preach. Yeah, his jawbone. I guess when they fucking buried him and then exhumed him, the only thing that was left was his tongue and his jawbone. Tongue wasn't there. Don't know where the tongue went, but the Vatican got the jawbone, and it's all in like a weird dude. To see these things displayed, like the way they have them encased, fucking eerie.
It's really weird. Like, yeah. This is the problem, is that relics, relics have had a place in religion for time immemorial. This is not a new thing. This has been ongoing for a long time. And the weird shit is, like, I always find it interesting because you're like, so often people will see weird shit and they're like, oh, that's crazy. And you're like, no, it's just that we are so far gone and out of touch of reality right now that we've forgotten how things work, right? Like, it's like you said, there isn't just some things, realizations that we know nothing about, that are like, listen, I like to remind people that I'm like, you have to understand that in our perspective, so our perspective of ancient Egypt, you could study ancient Egypt. So in ancient Egypt, you could study ancient Egypt. That was still something you could learn. So we're talking about a civilization that has spanned a ridiculous amount of period of time and is confusing as fuck on purpose. And you have one guy, okay, one guy who's going, no, that's not real. And you're going, what? Why isn't it not real? Because I said so. Because I'm in charge. So
what people don't understand is, like, the Bible flood, the biblical flood. Whether you want to believe the Bible or you want to go all the way back to the Sumerian text and the Epic of Gilgamesh, or even in Tibet, all over the world, everybody, there was a flood. The fucking world flooded. Now, what happens when you have a flood or a landslide? All that silt, all that loose dirt, all that everything, it all gets pushed and ran to wherever the drain is. And apparently the drain was the litter box. And that's where all that so there could have been, there was fucking cities under that fucking sand, all through that bitch. But, for you people who want to believe in the whole ark story, I mean, that water, science already, I think it's called the Young Address, where all the fucking water yeah. I mean, so
it's funny.
Don't be surprised that there's a couple things under a fucking couple triangles.
Listen, I try and tell people, if you go to my village in Greece, which is in buttfuck nowhere, okay? It's about 20 minutes outside of a real city. But I'm like, if you go to the top of the mountain and you kick some dirt, you'll find seashells. That's weird. If you keep kicking, you'll find old pottery. You'll find random shit there. Why? Because what people don't understand is,
granted them to you. They're magic.
That's 100% factual. That's exactly. And listen, it is Greek. It is the best. But it's just one of those things where you're going, listen, we've tried to move forward, and also I firmly believe that there has been an active effort to force people to ignore the past, right? No, that's not important. You're going, look, remember, the American Medical Association literally criminalized every kind of natural medicine you can think of because they knew what they were doing, which is pride, greed, and stupidity all wrapped into one. And now we're seeing a resurgence of people thinking about, and what?
Capitalism.
And 100% capitalism, right? Because, well, how many years has people been like, oh, they're a doctor. Oh, they must have money. Why? They're a fucking doctor. But I'll tell you, that has nothing to do with anything. The fact is that so many times people have focused on medicine in a way that you're going, listen, if you're like, look, I was 500 pounds, my whole body was causing problems. I had to change my entire lifestyle. And luckily, I didn't have a shit of a lifestyle as I thought I did. Whereas other people, like my own brother, fucking ate himself to death. Took 20 years, fucking died. Why? Because he ate shit all the time. Right? So it's that idea where you're learning that, oh, listen, like I eat on a daily basis. I'll have pickled onions, radish, garlic. I have eggs. I have like all healthy stuff. Why?
Like shit.
You know what? I thought my breath would be worse. It's not that bad, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Because you're used to smelling the rest of your body. You work out constantly and wear sweatsuits. Dude, you gotta smell like a cat fucking kennel.
I really don't. And I'll tell you this much, is I shower a lot. But
that's why you didn't notice the stink of Cole's house.
Listen, for my whole life, though, my breath always smells like garlic because I am Greek, and it's also a close quarter. I will right into your nose, and you will be blinded. Okay, and you're like, oh, it's so hot. I'm like, yeah, it's garlic breath, baby. It's close quarter defenses. Okay, right into your eye. You'll cry. I don't even have to touch it, and you go, oh, I can't see. Burns, baby.
Natural mace.
That's right. The way God intended it. Yeah, no, hey, I'll tell you, since I've been changing my diet, you're like, my shins aren't as stinky. That's the thing is, I don't work out enough to get sweaty because that's nasty. But like, not too horrific.
That's how you gauge it, by your shins not been stinky.
I do, absolutely, absolutely, it's 100%. Yeah, because honestly, there's bro. Have you ever gone into somebody's house and you can smell that somebody shit recently, and you're like, oh, you need a doctor. What the fuck's wrong with you? Like, that's not healthy as shit. Like, you need fucking Jesus. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with your asshole. But yeah, the real thing.
I've been at the shelter, man, and you can tell so that like I go in the morning, so that's a night shift. That somebody at night shift dropped a bomb, and I mean, it's just you walk in there and you know what the kennel smells like. Yeah. Especially if you got new dogs that aren't used to the whole thing, they poop in the kennel. That's why we're there to clean that shit up and take them out. So it acquires a smell sometimes.
Sure.
And you can smell. And when you got something that cuts through that, like you just like, oh, like and fresh. Like I don't know how, like just fresh, like somebody unlocked a Ziploc full of ass.
Bro, that's somebody who didn't want to bring it home. They're like, I got to get rid of this. I can't bring it home.
And I could empathize. I've done it. Like you ever see it? What was it, that Bad Grandpa, where the dude stands up and shits on the wall? Yeah, I didn't intentionally, but I have done that before. I felt bad for the Mickey D's kid who had to fucking that shit up.
Bro,
that's how I remember that was like one of the last family trips that I took my kids on, and there was so many silly things happened on that whole trip, but it was like Maria's first boyfriend was with us. It was just, dude, we got done at Jogga Lake, and I figured I'm gonna stop, my belly's gurgling, and I'm gonna stop, get the kids some fucking double cheeseburgers because it was worth it back then, and it was only $1.
Yeah,
but I went in, dude, and like I couldn't even order. I felt like I knew that smell was gonna end up coming through. I went in there, and as soon as the britches went down, like I didn't even get the bend because I was going raw dog the seat. That's how bad it was. Yeah. I didn't even get a chance to raw dog the seat. It was just, and what can you do? You don't sit down after that because now you got shit on the seat. So you kind of just got to be like, oh, I feel bad. I hope this don't get on the back of my shoes or my calves.
You had to change your socks. You're like, it's everywhere. That
smells just mud. I stepped in mud when we got back in the car.
Hey, the worst thing I ever saw was I went into the toilet. I'm like, why does it smell like shit? And then I looked, and so the toilet was right by the wall, right? But it was a handicap toilet, so it was one person type thing. And I'm like, bro, they didn't try and give an upper decker. They sat on top of the toilet and shit in the corner beside the toilet. You're like, you know what kind of fucking diabolical person you need to be to like, I'm not just going to shit on top of the toilet, beside the toilet. So it's a pain in the ass to clean up instead of just shitting in the toilet. You're like, and
then you got to get down there with your hand kind of.
You ain't getting any tools in there. You got to rubber glove that shit. And you're like, that's
and then your face is like right this close to the toilet seat,
which is heinous. Like, bro, I would walk in there.
I don't even like when if I got to work on the toilet, especially, I mean, even my own. Even if you're tightening down them little bolts in the fucking in the floor, or even when you're even throwing up, dude. When I'm throwing up, it makes me gag to have my face that close. Like, oh my god, this is what you reduce yourself to, motherfucker.
Yeah,
your shit. Your face is in shit. You're in the toilet. You're shit.
You know what the problem is for me too is because I'm so tall, like I can't just bend over and throw up. Like I gotta like get down in there, otherwise it's just and it'll go. I'm like, God damn it! And I'm trying to say like center, but not touching anything.
I'd rather throw up outside than fucking throw up in the house. It's
definitely
gross. It's so gross.
Yeah, absolutely. I prefer to throw up over a balcony into someone else's problem. That's what.
I've pissed on people. I didn't mean to. I've been at hotels out of time, just pissed off the fucking balcony and forgot. Hey, there's other balconies. Yeah, that's happened a few times.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, you live and learn. You live and learn. That's only, you know, the key is to pass that knowledge on, which we've done here today.
Make sure you stay tuned. The fucking thing. That's what made the next.
You froze up. It was literally just 30 seconds of you swearing. It was hilarious, but also it was just like, fuck this, fuck. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I swear to God. Yeah. All right.
Now I gotta fucking wait.
No, you go back. You're good.
I'm back?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right. Yeah, it was peeing on somebody. Peeing on somebody. That's what got y'all today. I peed on somebody. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. That being said, make sure you guys tune in tonight for Life of Giants. We're going to start talking about what is under the pyramids, what people think is under the pyramids, what's actually under the pyramids, and why anybody should even give a fuck.
The answer is sand. There's lots of sand. Yeah, no, we're going to talk about it 8 p.m. tonight.
The easiest way to find out any of that bullshit is what is it? The hydrogen bomb? Fucking drop it, turn the whole litter box, the upper crust of the litter box to glass. Go in there with a fucking hammer.
Hey, listen, or we can make a quick hole. We dig down a little bit, put it in the bottom, and just loosen up all the soil. It'll be fine. That works. All right.
You ever stick a firecracker in a sandbox?
Yes.
It doesn't do dick. Makes little cracks in the sand a little bit.
Hey, a little crack leads to a big crack. It's fine.
All right, guys, this has been motherfucking Monday with Dino the Genetic Marvel and your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. We'll see you tonight. Well, I'm out.
Later.
So what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah. So what the fuck? What the fuck?